Our next presenter is Mr. Dan Wertel. He is a fantastic Vancouver realtor and creator of the Vancouver Real Estate Group. He's been a member of REIN for more than 9 years, and he's an accredited real estate investor. Licensed realtor, again, focused on investing clients as well as regular residential sales. He's created a strong following in his Vancouver Real Estate Investors Facebook page with a growing audience of more than 3,400 people. Welcome, Dan.
Hey, thanks so much, Roland, and thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great bunch of presentations. I've seen a few I wouldn't mind picking up for myself here, so thanks, guys. Yeah, let's get into this one. So the area I'm talking about today is Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. Like it was just touched on, super tight inventory right now. Last I checked, I think there was less than 1 month of detached inventory in Nanaimo, incredibly hot. Currently, Nanaimo's sitting around 117,000 population. And for the last couple of years, it's been growing faster than the capital there in the city of Victoria. The average detached home price is sitting around $657,000. It went up 15% in 2020. And get this, detached home prices have doubled since 2013. That's like 12.5% annualized for the last 8 years. Big double-digit appreciation happening in this area right now. When we're looking at growth, 2019 saw an all-time record of $445 million in building permits that were granted. Rent-wise, rents went up an average of 8% just last year, with a median rent there of, an average rent of $1,039. Studio units, your little bachelor suites there, they saw the biggest demand and the biggest increase at 11% during 2019. That graph in the lower right corner there, that's your rents. So bachelors are on the bottom there, and you can kind of see the increase that it's going, which is important to know because the property we're looking at, next slide please, is a sixplex. This property here at 522 Hecate Street in Nanaimo, it's about a 12-minute walk from downtown. So, really close to the jobs, really close to transportation. So again, talking about those studio units, the makeup of this building is 3 bachelor units and 3 one-bedroom units. Now, this is an old building, originally built in 1891, but looking at it, you can tell it's had a bunch of updates, including a new roof, windows, and envelope siding recently. The whole property is just under 2,500 square feet and sits on a 6,300 square foot lot. You can pick this up today for about $740,000. Next slide, please. So to purchase this, and we are looking at this as kind of a long-term buy and hold program, being 6 doors here, we're gonna have to look at commercial lending. So 25% down, it can be purchased with, which comes out to about $185,000. Our favorite property transfer tax comes in at about $13,000. Lawyers, inspection, you're going to have to get a commercial appraisal on that around $5,000. And of course, let's remember our reserve fund at 10. So your total investment to pick up this property is about $217,000. Next slide, please. On the income side, those 3 studio units, those are getting $800 a piece each. There are 2 similar sized 1-bedroom units that are averaging $950 each. And then there's one bed, currently owner occupied, but it's a bit larger. So that would fetch about $1,000 on the market today. That brings the total rental income for this property at $5,300 per month. Next slide. Let's talk about the expenses, of course. These are broken down monthly. So you got hydro at 106, gas 204. The city utilities, that's kind of your garbage, water, that type of thing, $111. Current insurance comes out to $307 a month. Property tax, $254. Again, older building, right? So I've baked in here a 5% repairs and maintenance cost. That averages about $265 per month. Now, vacancy, it's less than 2% in the neighborhood, but let's be conservative. So I put in 3%, so $159 a month. Management. I'm guessing most of us do not live in Nanaimo, so the going rate for management in that area is 10%. Fairly big number, but again, if you want this to kind of operate as a turnkey property, we can. So let's put in the $530 management monthly fee, bringing our total monthly expenses $1,936. Next slide. Okay. So like I touched on earlier, 6 doors here. So we do have to look at commercial lender. We're going to get that 75% loan to value. And talking with my Bank of Montreal commercial lender there, he thinks he can get this at a 2.5%, which is phenomenal. And of course, a 25-year AM. So monthly mortgage is going to sit around just under $2,500 per month, excuse me. Next slide. Okay, so does it cash flow? Yes, it does. Rental income, if you remember, was $5,300. Monthly expenses, $1,936. Financing, $2,486. As is today, as just a simple buy and hold, you're going to cash flow around $878 per month. Next slide, please. So the return on investment. Right now, the property is operating at a cash-on-cash return of 4.86%. The mortgage pay down is about 7.5%. And sure, if it does appreciate, I've estimated a 3% appreciation for this property. Keeping in mind, we've seen double-digit appreciation for the last 8 years, but let's just do 3%, a little bit more conservative, but maybe even realistic. That's going to give you a 10% return annually as well. So if sold after 10 years, your sale price would be about $994,000. That's a gross profit of $530,000 or an annualized ROI of about 22.5%. Now, if you don't mind staying on that slide for a sec. I think I've got another minute here. So I will say there is some value add potential for this property as well. These units currently do not have laundry, but there is a little workshop in the back there. You can kind of see it on the screen in the lower sort of middle. So you could technically install a washer dryer and then charge the tenants like a coin laundry kind of style and maybe get a couple $100 a month extra. And while it has obviously been updated, there is still room for improvement. I think you could do a bit of a improvement on renovation, maybe some better appliances, and then increase your rents a little bit further. So that's the property for you guys today. I hope you found it interesting. Thanks again, Roland. If anybody wants to learn more about myself or my team, next slide, please. Our website is thevancouverlife.com. Thanks again.
Thank you, Dan. That was wonderful.